How are you doing out there? I said, how are you doing out there? Greetings, my name's Lanny, and I'm a human. I'm not a dwarf who was cursed by a witch who didn't have a sense of humor. So, if you think I have an ugly little nose, I agree. So, you guys, my name's Lanny. Who's heard of Evermore by a sound? Well, who's never heard of Evermore by a sound? Oh, well. And who is hearing for Evermore for the first time? See, it should have been the same as the last one. You guys are great. Are you ready to meet some of the characters of Evermore? Well, that's going to happen just about right now, but you need to make some noise, all right? We're going to start really quite a golf clap. We're going to count from 1 to 10. It will get increasingly louder. By the time we get to 5, we have to have cheers and woos. By the time we get to 8, we need to see chairs being thrown across the room. And then pandemonium by 10. Are we ready? Yeah. So 1, little golf clap. That was a nice putt, right? Now 2, 3. Oh, don't get too. Yeah, nice. Hold it back. 4. You're doing great. 5. 6. Everyone sit down, these are called microphones. They enhance your voices. Could you turn on my auto-tune, please? All right, you guys, give a hand for your characters of Evermore.
I'm not you.
I'm Lanny the dwarf, who looks like an ugly human right now.
I agree.
Well, we should start over on that side. Would you please say your name and what you do in Evermore?
I'm Gudrun, and I'm actually from Norway originally, but I just recently moved to Evermore. And I'm a historian and dragon lorist. So,
Name's Seftis. I'm a town executioner. Looks like there's quite a few good trophies out there yet.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so loud. My name is Aina. I'm a dragon trainer, and this is my little girl, Ailyn. Ailyn, can you say hello? Ailyn, how do we say hello? No, sorry. Ailyn, how do we say hello? Hello. Aye, good girl.
Give it up for Ailyn.
Is this right?
No, you have to use your outside voice.
Hello.
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 What's your name?
My name is Ella, and I am a mage. And I don't know if you heard correctly, he is an executioner. Do you
That's
know
how we get the good shows.
do you know what executioners do?
Yeah, they kill people.
Yeah, we keep the peace is what we do.
That's right, so you do magic, that's right?
I do, yes, I do.
Let me know if you know a nose-growing spell. All right, now our executioner is going to tell us a little about what Evermore is.
I suppose some of you might not know, huh? All right, well, Evermore is, it's my town, really. Keep the peace, that's what I do. And it's where world walkers like yourself come and have a grand time, and then if you mess up, then you have a talk.
Very nice. So what do you think? This is your first time to FanX, right? This place? What do you think of FanX?
There are a lot more merchants than I was expecting, though they sell a lot of the weapons are useful, yes, but I don't understand why you need something called a button to put on things. But,
Lots of buttons out there.
It's cool. I was very excited to meet so many world walkers and from so many different worlds too. I mean, from something called like the DC universe and the Marvel universe. It's really nice to know that there are more portals than just what we see in Evermore.
Legally, I'm not sure what those are, but all right. Seftus, would you like to play it? Would you like to play a game with Seftus? All right. How many volunteers, Seftus? Now be careful. You don't even know what you're volunteering for. All right. You choose, Seftus.
Oh, we're gonna need 3 volunteers. We are. So let's see here.
It's us, your favorite.
We'll see how favourite you are here in a bit, huh? Let's have that young gentleman right there. Yes, you with the arm like this. Rock, paper, whatever.
Oh no.
Till you figure that out. And
Yeah!
you back there, you look like you have an axe on your arm.
Come on up on the stage. Give our volunteers a big round of applause.
Well done.
All right, Seftus, will you tell us what game you're playing with them?
Yeah, we're gonna have you stand over here.
Take a mage pack.
I don't have my mage pack.
I'll throw mine to you.
All right.
It won't work against us anyway.
This game that we're playing is called Luck of the Dice.
I don't think it's on, Seftus.
All right, we'll use our outside boys. Game we're playing is called Luck of the Dice. Now, if you win, you get a chance to win one of these lovely coins. Ooh. This is an Evermore coin, a lot more useful than the paper you carry around. Now, how you play this game? I'm going to give you these nice wooden dice that I won off of world walkers like yourself. They told me they were very lucky. You're going to tell me what number they're going to roll, and then you're going to roll it. If you roll the number that you predict, you get a coin. If you don't, well then we'll have to settle this in Evermore. So you're up first.
Okay. It's gonna be an 8.
8.
Ah, it's an 8!
She's a witch.
Thanks, Kels, you're a good man.
She is in fact a witch.
She's a witch.
Only if you lose, I'm going to beat you with this. Go ahead and pick up the dice. What's the number?
7.
Lucky number.
Ah, that's a 4.
Oh, give her a big hand.
Hold on. I've got a special wager for you. I like this little thing on your arm. I'm a collector of sorts. You see, I've got lots of things that world walkers have lost to me, eh? Now, I would like to make a little wager with you. If you win, I will give you 2 coins. If you lose, I'll get that.
Do it!
Do it!
Do it.
You don't have to, sir. You don't have to.
Wait, he gets to say 2 numbers though, right?
Yeah, you're going to say 2 numbers. 2 numbers.
2 numbers.
What's your first number? 8. 8. Ah, that's a 5, sir. That's 1 down.
You get 2.
Yep. What's the second number?
7.
7. That's a 6! I mean, Siftus would be the lucky winner.
Wait, but he'll have a chance to win it back by the end, so don't worry, my friend.
Don't worry.
Give him a big hand though.
You're the worst.
Don't worry, my friend. I'll think of a way to get it back to you. Well, that was great, Siftus. Thank you so much. It looks like we've got some noise over here. What's going on? Sir, would you mind standing up? Oh, who is that? Oh, look, it's our old friend Rock. Give a big hand for Rock the Goblin.
I'm going to give you an encyclopedia. I'd like to tell you about Evermore.
You know what?
I should go around and there's like houses and stuff and you can just right here. And you can just walk around and you ask me questions all day.
Okay, can I say we forgot to tell Drock? I'm sorry, we forgot to tell you.
Yes, Suds like told me and I'm like, what the heck?
You told me not to tell him.
But no, don't listen to him. Would you trust us, Executioner? All right, we're sorry. Give Drock a big hand.
Sit down, you're talking to these. Not that you need it, you're loud enough.
Welcome. So, Drock the Goblin, tell us a little about yourself.
What?
Tell us about yourself.
Well, yeah, hello. Yeah, so basically, what do you want to know? Like, you want to know, like, where I live?
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Mythos. Yeah, that's where we come from. Because they're like, these are like elves and fairies and stuff. But pretty much the goblins are like the biggest deal there.
I suppose some of you should know this. Evermore is a place with a lot of portals to other worlds. Mythos is one of those worlds. So when he says he's from Mythos, he means he's from that world, but he's not been very clear.
Yeah, like I come through the portal and now I'm like stuck at Evermore.
Yes, and those of you that come into our world and you look sort of like how some of you look, like you, a little bit, we call you world walkers because you have come into an entirely different world. So that's what we mean. We mean you. We say world.
That's right, you're world walkers. You know, it's a pejorative term that we use. I'm just kidding. Of course, a drock.
Huh?
Hey, we're sorry, I'm from Mythos as well, the dwarves are.
Yeah, Danny's from there.
And we're so proud to have Drock from there.
Yeah, he's usually pretty good.
Oh, I'm not a dwarf, I'm a human, I'm sorry, I know a dwarf. I know a dwarf, that's right. Would you like to see Goblin dance?
Wait a minute, what you gotta have on drums?
Oh, I'll get you drums, my friend, on this fancy dancy future box. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, do you want to clap your hands? Clap your hands, okay, let's... What's a good beat? Go, Drock! Go, Drock! Go! Great job, Drock.
But Drock, you've been trapped here, but you discovered a love of something, a particular kind of food, I think, right?
What?
You fell in love with a particular kind of food.
I didn't fall in love with anything. I just like the Chick-fil-A.
So
sometimes the coffee is new. I don't know.
Oh, I have a question. What are those really large, fluffy clouds that you carry on sticks that small humans eat? What are those?
What?
Yes, those. And you eat it? Yes. And does it taste absolutely horrible?
Yes.
No. Oh.
Cotton doesn't taste good at all. I've tried.
What it's made out of sugar. It's a sugar floss.
Oh, it's sugar.
Cotton
Does it
isn't
mess
made
with
of
your
sugar, it's made
digestive
of cotton.
tract?
Where do you get those?
Well, some people call it candy floss.
Candy floss. All right. I'll see you afterwards for a piece of that. Excellent. Thank
what's
you.
the last one? Sugar what?
Sugar cloud.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
I thought he was calling me Sugar Cloud. All right. Well,
I think that will stick.
so some may ask, where is Evermore? Who would like to answer, where is Evermore?
Evermore. The city itself is in England, actually, northern England, Yorkshire. But as far as I know, the portal that's closest to you, World Walkers, is in a place called
Pleasant Grove.
Aye, Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
So if you go to Pleasant Grove, you can go through the portal and visit us in Evermore.
Though it doesn't smell that good at Pleasant Grove. I don't know why they call it pleasant, but...
It's also not really a grove. There are lots of buildings there.
That's right. So what could they expect when they come to Evermore? Like, what would they see? Besides you beautiful, our beautiful faces.
Mainly me.
Let's settle down, right? So, if you come to Evermore, you'll actually meet people like us there. Other magical folk who live there. You might meet a few fairies. You also may run into other dragon trainers. Ina has a sister who lives there, and also a father. And they both also train dragons. You also will meet other sort of human folk as well. We have an excellent bartender. In fact, he is all of our favourites. Have any of you met Suds? We'd be very glad to know that you're happy to hear of him, and he's doing well. So he is always up and always enjoys making a scene for entertainment. So go visit him in the local tavern. But lots of people to meet, and something fun for everyone there, any age. Excellent. Just don't bring the little ones around him.
And you could also do the dancing. Yeah. With the drums, you just go and do the dancing with the drums. Sometimes you dance to the elf music, but I don't.
Sometimes those of us in Evermore might need your help, so we might need you to come help us with some things. I know you world walkers are fond of calling them quests. It doesn't make much sense to me, but if you want to come do a quest, you can.
Start to think of questions you've got, because we're about to turn it over to you. But before that, let's hear a little bit about dragons. Tell us some about the history of dragons in Evermore.
Dragons are the most wonderful creatures in the entire world. I've heard from a lot of world walkers, you have a lot of misconceptions about dragons. You think they're very dangerous and frightening. And dangerous. But the truth is they're wonderful. Have you ever noticed that most stories about dragons attacking people usually start with some brave warrior going into a dragon's home with a sword where they attack them? Well, I don't know about you, but if I were attacked by someone in my own home, I might defend myself as well.
Is it fair to say she's fired up? All right, who has got a question? Let's start people who have a question for our characters. Anyone? Yes.
So, I've heard tell that Drock hates vegetables.
What?
What are some of your favorite things?
What's my favorite things?
All of you.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, mister, would you say that in the microphone?
Sure.
That Mr. Kel's good man has put
Sure.
up? Thank you.
So in traveling through Evermore in the past, I've come to find out that Drock hates vegetables.
That's probably what Brian would tell you. He just makes up stuff all the time.
You literally told me that. On to the question, what are some of your favorite things about Evermore?
My favorite things?
All of yours, yes, including you, because you were invited to this panel.
Yeah, if I wasn't, it'd be speciesists. That's what it is. But yeah, man, I just like when you do the drums. When Lonnie and Turno do drums, sometimes you world walkers got like this, on your demon box, you got the drums. And then you can put it in there and it's all over the place. It's the best. And then you could dance to it and you can do whatever. Yeah.
I didn't understand a word of that.
I think he just likes dancing, and that's a simple version of that. Yeah, I like stories, so I like collecting stories from you world walkers. As you know, a historian learning all sorts of things is exciting, and you guys tell me such wonderful tales, and then you are kind enough to listen to my tales, even though they tend to be a little rambly.
I'm also a collector of things, as I told you before.
Yeah, where's my gloves?
Oh, they're back at my place, where you can't find them. However, one of my other favourite things would be when people get in trouble and I can now take care of you with a sax attached to my arm. So if you'd like to become one of my favourite things, we'll talk later.
Dragons.
I do quite enjoy the dragons as well, but my favourite thing is actually going to visit the Burrows, which is a beautiful area of Evermore. It's the most, in my opinion, the prettiest structure there, and I get to have a lot of fun visiting the dwarves there, and one of them looks rather similar to him, and they play lots of songs and lots of festive things, and also it's very entertaining to see you world walkers try to dance. You are very strange in how you choose to move your limbs, let me tell you. Definitely not like how I dance back home. That's all right, it's entertaining.
They do the candy flosser.
Yes,
No, I'm sorry about that.
yes.
Look, my favorite thing is not getting my nose shrunk by a witch who just because my brother hit on her. And she cursed me, so. But what's your question, miss?
So I've heard a lot about Evermore and the portal, but I was wondering if there's any royalty there.
Ooh, royalty in Evermore. Good question.
Ella, why don't you tell them about the Mythosian, the king of the Fae?
Oh. Who, me? Oh,
I was
me?
saying Ella, the mage.
Oh, Ella, that's right.
Sorry,
Ella.
I misheard you. Yes. So actually, we do have some royalty there. If any of you were able to visit us when it was the autumn season last year, you met a certain someone called the Fae King. Well, he has sort of changed now, and you'll have to come and visit us during the Mythos portal to see what he's like. But he is quite different and has returned to how he was prior to how he was in the fall. His name is Kadarian, and he sort of acts like the king of the fairies. So you'll have to come and meet him.
He's still alive, unfortunately.
Despite your best efforts, Cephas.
Mr. Top Ramen, have you got a question for us?
I do, actually. I've heard a lot about Evermore. I've never actually visited, but from what I've understood, the portal to visit is not open all the time. When is the next time it's going to be open?
We're glad you asked. Who wants to take that one?
Well, it can be quite difficult to predict the exact openings of the portal. But we believe, if our calculations are correct, it will likely open in early June.
That's right. I'll Venmo you ramen. All right, good sir, come on up here. What's your name?
My name's Andrew.
Andrew, what's your question?
Question
Is this the guy with the demon mask?
It's not actually a demon mask, it's just a mask. I'm a bard.
I'm
a performer. Anyway, focusing. Two questions. First off, for everybody that is not Cephas, has he ever actually killed someone?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you asking about Cephas?
You want to find out?
Well, yes, I'm here.
Go for it. I'll hold them for you.
I did. Anyway, no, but my main question is, could you give us a brief history of Evermore?
Oh, I think that's a good question.
It might be. Brief. Yes, I will try to be brief.
It doesn't have to be that brief.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I will, though, and for my kind fellow Evermoreans here, I will keep it brief. They get a little unhappy if I don't. So Evermore, as a town itself, has been around for many, many years. And there have been 3 portals that have opened since the World Walkers have started coming. Who was that? Anyway, so there have been Mythos, Lore, and Aurora. And Lore is when the first World Walker portal opened as well. But most of the creatures that you meet at Evermore are from Mythos. They're the ones who tend to stick around the most. I think they forget sometimes to go home, but we like having them around. They're always good for a laugh, at least. But Aurora has also visited us. Aurora is a very pleasant portal filled with very jolly people, and there's a lot of royalty that had come. The king and the queen visited us from Aurora. And then Lore was our dark time, and Lore brought a dark disease that affected many in Evermore, and many of our townsfolk went missing, and when they came back they were very changed. They would grow fungus from their skin and lose parts of their memories. It was very unpleasant. But World Walkers, such as yourselves, we had 4 champions who came and were wonderfully able to help us, and they were able to cure the Fey King, certainly his mind, if not his body. And yeah, we have some of them.
Would any of our champions step up here?
But yes, there's still lots of secrets we're learning about. I'm learning about Evermore as the historian, and certainly if you come, and you'll get to discover some of those yourselves. So that is as brief as I will go with our history.
He's yawning. I saw him yawn. All right then.
Thanks, Andrew. You, good sir. What's your name?
My name is Gabriel.
Gabriel, great.
And 2 things. One, what kind of dragons do you specialize in?
Oh, all of them. This one here, Aelin, she is a true dragon. Now, true dragon is a bit of a misleading name. The truth is all the other dragons are real dragons too, but true dragons are the most common ones found in England, and we English can be a bit full of ourselves. But Aelin here, she is a true fire drake. My father's dragon is actually an ice wyvern.
I remember meeting him.
Aye, his name's Ildrax. He's quite ancient, though not very large.
What kind of dragon is that?
Is that a figment of my imagination?
Have you trained one of those?
We'll talk later.
Not that I know of.
And to you I gambled my thing to. It is sadly not an axe blade.
It's going to be now.
I think we might have to have a little bet.
What was that?
I might have a little bet with Cephas later to try and win it back.
That's right. She'll save it for you. Hello, good sir.
Hello, my name is Matthew.
Matthew.
And I have not yet been able to make my way to Evermore. but I had one question. Will people, or are people, or will people be allowed to come in cosplay?
Yes.
No. I have one answer. Yes.
Actually, you're encouraged to come in cosplay. You don't have to, but...
You're welcome to dress however you'd like, as long as it's appropriate.
Okay.
Don't come naked.
It happened once and I said I was sorry, okay? All right. Thank you very much, my friend. Matthew, good name. You good, sir. What's your name?
Some of you might recognize me. My name is Armin Henriksen, and as one of the ones who cosplay at Evermore, the answer is yes, definitely. What my question is where are the Black Hearts? I don't see anyone on the panel.
No, they went off hunting, but don't worry, they're
Again?
certainly
Yeah,
coming
maybe
back.
they forgot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's certainly Black Hearts around, and they've mostly returned.
That's right, her name's my ex-wife. I'm kidding. No, I wasn't there.
The Black Hearts, not the Black
not
Heart.
the Black Heart. No, but for those who don't know, Black Hearts are our hunters who often hung out in the tavern and whatnot. And was anyone turned into a hunter by the Black Hearts? All right, we got some Black Heart. Did they have a thing they said?
You were all excellent Black.
A hunter is strong. Everyone, should we all become Black Hearts? Not officially, but let's all be. A hunter is strong. A hunter is brave. In the darkness we fight. Black Hearts unite! All right. You're all gray hearts at least. You know. Thanks for the question. You, good sir.
Yes, my name is Thurlow. I used to work in a pestilential prison as a cheap and chippy chopper.
Oh.
But I was wondering if Septus would accept apprentices sometimes, or any of you.
I'll tell you what I tell everyone else. If you can pass the test, then you can be an apprentice.
What's the test?
Well, I'll take you and my current apprentice and I'll stick you up on the mountain in the middle of the blizzard. Each one of you gets a stick. Now, the one who comes back at the end of the month alive gets to be the apprentice.
Septus, wasn't there a time when no one came back?
Those were the days.
Good luck, sir. Hey, yes, you.
Hello, I'm Evangeline. I've been a couple of times.
I know that.
Yes. I'm curious as to if your father is going to be there. I didn't get a chance to see him last time, and I need some help training my dragon.
Last I heard from him, I don't think he's planning on going anywhere. He should be around.
Okay, awesome.
Wait, before you go, could we have your dragon's boop noses? With it? No, boop. Boop, 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 boop. All right, here we go. If they want to, you know.
This could turn to ski.
Uh-oh, they're skittish. Oh, look out. Oh, they're friends. There's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. Great job. Thank you. Nicely done. That's beautiful. Well, great. I think it's time to win back that young man's thingaman.
I don't think so. I don't know if it's time.
Does anyone have an idea of a game that would be tilted in his favor? Wait, can he?
Tails!
A beauty contest.
Jumping
Oh, beauty!
Oh, I like you, sir. I like you a lot.
Come on, Septus, you have to give a little. What do you think? How about you come up with a game that is more balanced?
I don't know what you're talking about. All of my games are completely fair. I'll tell you what, if he comes up with one, we'll play it.
All right, you think of a game. You got? Oh, he's already here. You got one?
Singing contest.
Oh, singing contest! I have a guitar. Talk about stuff.
Lanny's going to fetch his guitar, so prep your voices. Just warm up a bit. Or you don't have to.
Be careful with that blade.
I have a question about the blade, though. Where did it come from, and what sort of beast do you hunt with it?
That's for you, sir.
Come on up.
Oh.
All right, I'll ask him after.
What's this one?
He had it on call.
Wait, I got
What do you want to say?
it's called Demons by Imagine Dragons.
Let's You lose! Oh, you got it.
Game over, man. Game over. Ready?
I'm not sure. What's the note you're gonna do? How's it go?
When the days are cold and the cards all fold, and the saints we see are all made of gold, and the dreams all filled, and the ones we hail are the worst of all, and the blood's been stale. I wanna hide the truth, I wanna shelter you, but with the beast inside, there's nowhere we can hide. No matter what we breed, we still are made of greed. This is my kingdom come, this is my kingdom come. When you feel my heat, look into my eyes, it's where my demons
Give him a big high!
Don't get too close, it's dark inside.
You're getting schooled,
It's where my demons hide, it's where my demons hide.
Well done, son. Nicely. Wait. What do you got, Seftis?
Woo! I will be singing an original piece. Now we'll just use this mic, huh? Dead men come to the chopping block, and that's just not for me. Dead men come to the chopping block, and old Seftis sets them free. If you find yourself at the chopping block, and you're tired and your limbs are cold, you look old Seftis dead in the eyes and remember what you were told. You bet your life on a daring game of knowing heads or tails. So when that night comes, you fill the night with your terrible screams and wails.
Well, that's hard. All right, let's vote. If you vote for Seftis, make some noise. If you vote for Matthew, Matthew's the winner. He wins back his thing. Go get your thing. Go get it back from him.
Those were very interesting life choices you all made.
This is my favorite day ever. This is my favorite day ever.
To be fair, Seftis, that wasn't very much singing.
Oh yeah.
It was a chance. He's got about 4 inches of neck here.
I'll tell you what. When I trust your opinion on anything, I'll give it to you.
I'm speaking facts. Sorry, Seftis.
You guys are great. Let's see. Who has been to Evermore? Okay. And who is going to Mythos when it opens? Awesome. This is so great. All right. Let's have some fun, shall we?
Oh no.
Woo!
Was this not fun?
All right. Wait. Do we have anyone who has? Okay. Wait. Stand up if you are at. We have some people who are from Evermore here. Do we? We don't?
Do we?
Wait, we have some friends of Evermore, right? All right, if you'll stand up if you're a friend of Evermore. All right, give these people a big hand. Now, I wouldn't say they're actors who play characters, because that would be ridiculous, because Evermore is a place. Well, actually, we should talk a little bit about Mrs. Gray. Who wants to?
No, not me.
Wise choice.
Someone did talk about royalty. While Miss Grey does not have a lordly or kingly title, she could be considered Evermore royalty. The richest family in town is coming back to Evermore, and Miss Grey is the resident matriarch of that family. So, and things are starting to change around Evermore because, she's got some pretty strong opinions about how Evermore should be run. So, Seftis, you might have a little bit of a run of your money of who's in charge of the town, as it were.
My money doesn't run, it sits in my pocket.
Where's Drock? Did he just leave? Of course he left. Oh, is he there?
Patrick Graves?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, they have all the money. Like all of it, I don't know, they're like a big deal. And they're kind of just different. They have all this money and then they have that fancy symbol with a bird or something. But yeah, and then they're gonna have like a ball or something, I don't know.
That's right. Before Mythos opens, there's gonna be a ball that you can come to. It's a masquerade ball, isn't that right, Drock?
Yeah, like the Greys are gonna do it or something.
That's right, the Grey family are putting on the ball.
But then if you go around the back later, I'm gonna do my own ball. That's how we're gonna have the drums. Yeah.
I will say though, the Greys always throw a very fantastic, classy ball. They even lend out their carriage for you to take rides in throughout the town. May or may not run into a goblin as you travel. Also, they have excellent hors d'oeuvres, so keep an eye on things and see if you're able to come to the masquerade. I would love to see you there. Oh, absolutely. The date.
You have to get your own date. But now, what month is it? Do we know?
Next month, I believe. But do continue to check the portal posts, and you'll be able to find a date there.
Right.
That's right. There's also going to be a kids event on coming up soon, right? All right. Have we got any more questions for our characters? Yes, you good sir. Oh, you look like you're related to dwarves.
What?
Oh, he needs his mic.
Let's give that to him.
Let's give it up to the man behind the scenes, Kel's good man.
What are we giving up?
Just our love.
I'd like to hold on to my love.
Sure.
I'd like to keep it.
No problem.
Well, thank you.
Ella, we don't have a lot of obvious magic here. Can you tell us what your magic is like?
My magic. Well, I will tell you this. Most of it comes from my heritage. And while I did not know my mother, my father never spoke of her because she died. That's at least what he told me before I was born. But I have a suspicion that she was not human. My father was human. I have a suspicion that she came from somewhere else. And I believe it has to do with her, because so far the only people I have met who deal in magic are those who are from a different world, and yet I came from this one. So I believe it has to do with my mother. So far in Evermore, the few people who have come through who can deal in magic, we had elves that dealt in magic. We also had a few witches actually, who dealt in magic, and they're all sorts of different types of magic. I know that the witch, a lot of hers came from herbs and things like that. What other, Gudrun, what other sort of creatures have magic?
Well, the Aurorans dealt in magic that was elemental based, so fire and ice, snow, weather. But your magic tends towards protection, right? And
Absolutely,
warding.
yes.
Yes. So and then there's when the witch dealt in something called life magic, where she could use energy from humans to heal other humans and etc. So that is the magic. What's your magic?
No, not mine. That's what is mine. Yeah, the one that they do talk about is the science. That's the magic.
Yes, for the Mythosian science.
You ever seen the science? Yeah, it's just magic.
As far as dwarves, we just do that old one. So next question, you good sir.
Hi. I was curious as to what the quests
at Evermore are like?
It's hard to explain because they change so often, but they're often having to do with, well, we've had ones where they were mending relationships, they were helping with that, but we had, there was lots of quests that had to do with the cure for the darkness during our lore time, and there are, and will be, the Blackhearts had a quest to prove your bravery so you could join them, and there will be more of that coming with Mythos. And so, but sometimes they are just as simple as, you know, Suds, I think, sent a lot of people on quests back when he was wooing Clara, which of course is a sad tale, but there was a certain amount of romantic quests that were involved with that as well. So they change all the time, so it just depends on who needs help that week.
And you'll want to come multiple times because they will be different most of the times you come.
Basically, we found a way for you Worldwalkers to do the stuff we don't want to do.
Saftis, don't reveal the secrets.
Well, he's not wrong.
All the secrets.
Great. So a couple of you have mentioned that you enjoy collecting things. Is there anything that us Worldwalkers could do or bring to Evermore that you might be interested in?
I am looking for an axe. Not just any axe, it's got to be able to do the job nice and clean.
You could bring the chicken fillet.
I just collect stories, so if you ever come into the park and see me, please have your best historical story, and who knows, there's a lot of gold that is given in Evermore, as people who have been can attest, and we may have some gold for you if you help us out, so.
I've got good items to trade for an axe, though.
We dwarves have this tradition, when we boop a young lady's hand, we're automatically engaged, so...
Watch out.
Watch out. So, I see some of my...
Are you engaged to someone who's
Some of my fiancés are out here.
Really? Oh my word.
I love you, specifically.
Can you give names?
Do you remember it?
Of course I remember all of their names. They're written on my heart. Yep, still there.
It's not as special if you give the names, then it's kind of like you're just telling them, but if they have to figure it out themselves, that's what makes it special.
Well said.
Are you dating anyone, Saftis?
No.
Just curious.
That apprentice, though.
Welcome back. And by the way, you overall look good. I get it, overalls. I love overalls, though.
Thank you very much. They're very essential to my witchery.
Excellent.
I was actually curious, are you looking for any more witches to come live in Evermore?
Well, are we looking for witches? Well, I'm not particularly fond of witches, because I've got a tiny nose now and it's hideous.
I could fix that for you.
Oh, all right,
Never killed
let's
a witch
chat.
before.
Perfect. What do we think? Do we want any? Do you guys want any more witches?
Got along very
Depends on what they do.
If they want to be added to my list, I've never killed a witch before, so...
Oh no! Bad Saftis.
Combo bonus.
Oh, you asked.
But you can show up as a witch if you'd like. We'd love to have
Spray
you.
bottle. Bad Saftis.
Hello, good sir.
Hello.
I love you.
Wow, I love you too.
You're supposed to say I know because your shirt says that.
I failed. I'm sorry.
No, but I love you.
I know.
Oh, there it is.
True.
I'm wondering, in Evermore, how many languages are spoken there, and how many languages do you all speak? And can I learn another one if I go?
Excellent question.
Most everyone speaks, World Walker, which around here tends to be English, but we do have people from all over, and there are languages that are spoken between some of our races from other portals, and some of them will be able to teach you. You'll have to ask them in particular. But most common, you can't speak to everyone in English. It's not too hard. Does anyone here speak anything special other?
I ran into an elf once, and this elf taught me one enchantment, and it is a protection spell. But in particular, it protects you from overbearing mothers. So this one was excellent. I was able to help a few smaller children who came through Evermore with it, and you can all repeat after me if you need to use it. And so listen carefully. Killanadu. Excellent. Yeah, oh, good, yes. So now you're all protected from your overbearing mothers.
I don't have a mother.
Is this my overbearing mother or other people's? Because that's going to change what I do.
I expect anime languages lay.
I speak the universal language of death.
About war.
Sorry, Lord?
I said death, did I stutter?
War.
No? Perfect.
We've got time for a couple more questions if we have any burning. Oh, we've got a man running up. Give it up for the man running up.
This gentleman looks vaguely
Very
familiar.
Hello.
Hello.
Pleasure to see you all here.
Pleasure to see you as well.
I had a question about...
What's your name?
The railroad. Oh, it's Rib.
Rib?
Yeah, Rib.
That's awesome.
So I'm very curious about Evermore's rail and how it's coming, and the sweet shop. Sweet shop is coming. I'm very excited. How's it coming?
So there has been some things delivered to Evermore, including, yes, a rail, as it were. We have all seen a train, so hopefully that'll be up and running by Mythos.
They are still repairing the railroad, so they will probably let us know when it is due to be done. So we'll do our best to keep the world walkers.
We've seen it, and it's very pretty.
Are you going to ride your bike on it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He
that's
actually,
awesome.
you ride a penny farthing, isn't that?
My cousin.
Oh, your cousin, that's right.
Silas Wheeler.
That's right, and what is a penny farthing for these people who may not?
It's the one with the giant wheel and the tiny little one in the back.
Yeah. Do you know if your cousin is going to ride again?
I think so.
I think so, good. So if you want to come to Mythos, you can see his cousin riding a penny farthing. Thank you, Rib.
So I've been to Evermore a couple times, and there seems to be just this music everywhere. Do you know where that might be coming from or why?
The dwarves.
Probably the fairies.
Madness.
Maybe both, actually.
There is a lot of music, and there will be more music in Mythos, so if you like that, be sure to come.
Excellent.
All right, any final questions? What time do we have till? I think like 10 till, so that they can... Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Well, are you...
It's a dwarf.
It's a dwarf?
Do we have
Do you have another question?
Is there food there?
Yes. We have some of the best meat pies in all of England.
And we living in Evermore get privileged sometimes to get special tastes out of things, and it's very, very good.
There's some new food coming that we've gotten the privilege to taste. And
So the food is actually second to none. It's really well crafted. It's very tasty and delicious. Eversmores!
Oh, yes, Eversmore.
That's right.
If you love chocolate, Eversmores, it's basically 10 pounds of chocolate.
And there might be some dragon eggs that are... I've said too much.
You said too much.
Not real ones. Don't eat real dragon
Oh,
eggs.
not real ones, chocolate ones.
That's the proper reaction.
Hi, Corbin.
Hello. So speaking of dragons, last we heard there were some large number of them approaching. Did they arrive safely, or are they still out in the woods?
Oh, they're coming one at a time. Dragons, they're quite territorial, so they usually don't come in groups as much.
So they don't swarm, they're individual?
Aye.
Thank you. 2 questions. One, are you allowed to bring your own instruments to the park?
Absolutely.
All right.
We've had people bring ocarinas, flutes, different things. So if you've got an instrument, bring it, and we'll jam.
The dwarves would love to play.
We'll jam.
You gotta bring a drum.
And I want to know, who is each of your best friends?
Oh.
Best friends.
It's me. Yes.
It's
all Corbin.
Is it your brother, or do you not get along with your brother?
Asking me.
I was asking you, yes.
I'm not very good at people. But I suppose if I had to choose a friend, I'd say it's my sister Kada. We actually haven't known each other for very long. My father's not very forthcoming.
I get along with Seamus sometimes.
Seamus
Maybe
was
because
his
he's
brother.
drunk. Yeah, he's funny.
Fiona the mage is my best friend. She actually taught me a little bit of what she knows, so I appreciate her very much.
Seamus and Sod's are very good friends of mine.
You're my new best friend. That's right. Perfect. All right. All right, we'll take 2 more quick questions and then we got to empty out. But
Hi, I'm Alicia. I was just wondering how you became a dragon tamer.
Actually, that's an interesting story. My father adopted me. He found me on the streets of Leeds. That's where I grew up. And he's a dragon trainer. He has been training dragons for thousands of years. So he adopted me and taught me how to train dragons as well.
The dragons tried training her first, but it didn't work out.
Alright, I have a question for Septus. Do you have any hobbies besides killing people and collecting things?
Well, I play games. Games a chance, love.
Okay.
well, thank you so much for having us. We're Evermore. Be sure to visit us at evermore.com, and we'll see you in June at the park in Pleasant Grove. Bye-bye!